Just point me toward the door, and I'll take my bag and leave you to the rest of your night. I hope you don't have a long drive." In fact, I hoped he had a very long drive to somewhere far, far away. The man gave me the creeps.
"Nope," he said. "I'm the caretaker here. Got a little place out back."
He grabbed my suitcase and ambled up the steps, but bypassed the double doors in front. He stopped before rounding the corner.
"This way. We use the service entrance."
I took a deep breath and followed. Maybe it was for the best. They'd never find me here, that was for sure. We climbed a narrow staircase, Lyndon hefting my suitcase over his shoulder like a sacrificial goat. The hall was cold and smelled of beeswax. 2 flights up, he extracted a ring of keys from his Levi's and unlocked the door. He set down the suitcase. We stood in a hall that looked over the old house's central atrium, open all the way to the 3rd-floor ceiling. A stained glass window set in the roof glowed dull red and blue with moonlight. Below us, 2 floors of shadowed rooms that must have once been the house's bedrooms and parlors held bookshelves.
"Here we have the living room," he said.
I stuck my head into a dark room with mullioned windows and the dim shapes of a sofa and chairs.
"Next is the bedroom."
He waved his hand toward the next door, closed, but made no move toward invading those quarters.
"Here's the kitchen. Not too large, but plenty big for you, I reckon."
The bloated form of a mid-century stove was all I could make out in the dark. Lyndon turned to examine me as if for the first time and drew his bushy eyebrows together.
"You feeling okay? You seem kind of jumpy."
"I'm fine," I lied. We moved on.
"The bathroom?"
The mint green bathtub and sink clearly hadn't been updated since the Eisenhower administration.
"Here are the keys. I'll show you more once you get settled in."
He touched the brim of his hat and disappeared down the hall. After a moment, I heard the door shut and the solid thunk of a bolt thrown in place. Well, the apartment was quiet, but for the faraway sound of crickets. I rolled my suitcase to the bedroom and clicked on the lamp on the dresser. Pale light showed an armchair and a bed with an elaborately carved headboard that stretched nearly to the ceiling. Someone had left a jug of wildflowers on the dresser, a reassuring note. A pink envelope next to it was labeled Josephine Way. I opened it to find a handwritten note from Darla Starling, the woman who had hired me by phone. "Dear Josie," it read in a girlish hand, each letter painstakingly formed. "Welcome to Wilfred. I hope you find your rooms comfortable. We changed the sheets, and there are fresh towels in the bathroom. We'll see you downstairs at 9 tomorrow morning. I look forward to meeting you in person. Sincerely, Darla." A banner reading Sweet Georgia Peaches ran across the stationery's edge. I crossed the room to the windows to draw the curtains and stopped short. Amber eyes stared back. It was a black cat, perched on the roof outside my window. I wasn't being watched, I reminded myself. No one knew I was here. They couldn't. It was just a cat. Just as I was about to jerk the chintz drapes closed, the cat sat on his haunches and paddled his front paws comically on the window pane before falling on his back in a move Buster Keaton would have envied. The cat opened one eye to make sure I was watching. I couldn't help but laugh. Feeling calmer, I turned to the task I'd been dreading. I'd seen a rotary phone on the kitchen wall. It had been years since I'd used one, but there was no question of using my cell phone. I'd left it at home so I couldn't be traced. First, I dialed 1169 to block my number, then my sister Tony's number, even though it was 3 a.m. back home. I let it ring twice and hung up. Our signal. Then I called again blocking my number. Tony, Marie Antoinette was her full name. Our historian father had named each of the 3 of us after French queens. Answered with a hesitant, "Yes? It's me, Josie."